have seen a name on the box, and I do know what this is. Oh, there's that name again, E2046. One thing that does disturb me is this hole right here. Ooh, that's not good. What could that be? I wonder why that would be there. I hope nothing's been damaged. Let's see. This is Kitsunetsuki. I think I'm saying that right. Yeah, Kitsunetsuki. Kitsunetsuki? Yeah. Right away, we're greeted with what it will look like, or what it could look like. And I can tell you, it will look nothing like this when I'm done with it. I always say that, don't I? Why don't I ever build anything as they are? That's weird. I'm always changing things. But yeah, it looks like a crazy feral chick that broke out of a research facility or something. She's just very odd. It almost looks like a hospital nightgown or something she's wearing too. Parts is parts. Looks like a 19-part set. Not bad, not bad. And a lot of those parts are not going to be used, if you know what I mean. One thing right away I'm noticing is, God, the torso. Rather, oh my god, things are falling already. Rather the nether regions, actually. I've seen a lot of builders build this, and there were not pants, but as you can see on here, pants have been sculpted onto it. That's very curious. I wonder if there's original and a changed version. Very interesting. Man, and I guess that's where a tail would be if somebody had a tail. I mean, the spine would come down like this. Doesn't the... Doesn't the tailbone end... Oh my god, there's like hair everywhere. Doesn't the tailbone end, like, further down? I don't know. I don't know. I guess that's approximately where it would be. As usual, I see nothing wrong with this at all. I don't see any abnormalities in the resin. Oh, man. How did they do that? It's like... It's so deep, too. Usually with resin kits, it's like... It'll be like paved over there and you have to drill and make the opening. But not on this, apparently. Arm looks good. The fingers look perfect. Good God. The only thing I do have to do with the fingers is I just need to scrape out just a little bit, perhaps right there. A little excess, but it's nothing bad. There's no holes there. That's the important part. Man, resin is so good these days. Incredible. I don't know if this one's right or not. I don't know. I think it is. Let's see. Where's that? Okay, that's that piece right there. It ends abruptly, and it almost looks too abrupt. I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe it's supposed to be that way. It almost looks like it doesn't. And you can see a little bit of the black mold release there. And really tiny tabs that snap in, well, you know, at least give you a guide post to go by. But yeah, I don't know about the bottoms there. That looks a little awkward to me, like it's been cut off early. Then again, looking at that, it looks like they have been there too. I don't know. In any case, if one were to want to make that more rounded, it would just be a simple case of milliput or something like that. Yeah, see how one ends and how the other one ends? They're not quite the same. In any case, those are pieces I will probably not be using. This looks like an ear. No, I'm wrong. That's her lower jaw. That's her lower jaw that goes into her face. Oh my god. Like, you have to... Oh shit, whoops. You have to take that and put it into here. Ew, that's weird. Is this two pieces? Yes, it is. Huh, it was already attached. God, look at that. Look at that. Oh my god, that looks scary as shit. Like, if you didn't have this front face part, that would be a really cool base for something alien, man. Because there you see, like, the eyes bulging out and these little tiny teeth, which are not air bubbled at all. Such fine, fine detail. I don't know how they do. How did resin get this good? And how come I keep dropping it? Good God, that is just... Oh, man. Jeez, that is so cool. You know, if I had any umu or other rubber type stuff around, I would probably cast these parts here just to have an extra base for something more scary. But yeah, that's incredible. Wow. And I see her with her little teeth and stuff. Man, that is cool. That is very, very cool. Wow. Yeah, I think probably the main attraction to this model is that head. I mean, usually you see a mouth on something, and you know, they're kind of basic, you know. It's like, oh look, it's a flat surface, and it's been painted, and it's really obviously that's all it is, you know? Flat surface, oh, it's been painted, really obvious what it is, you know? But this, I mean, yeah, I think probably me and most of the people that bought this were looking at that mouth and going, that looks pretty damn realistic. That's really cool. Not enough things are done like that. And thinking about the complexity of this too. It's like, you know, you're a sculptor and you're sculpting a character. I mean, who is even thinking of sculpting stuff like this? I mean, it's like first you're sculpting this base, you know, ripped away flesh thing, and then you're sculpting the face to go over it. I mean, that is just so... Ah, man, that's crazy. It's like, just the aspect of that is insane to me. Let's see. Feet look good. No air bubbles. This one has an ever so slight of a notch right there. Really minute. And likewise, the impression of this one toe gently has an indentation, but it is so tiny and small. You could fill that with anything. You could fill it with mashed potatoes and paint over it and nobody would ever know. I'll use putty, of course, but I don't. It would have to be putty on the head of a pin to even bother fixing that. Wow. That's incredible. Let's see how this foot is. Doesn't look bad at all. You know, just the normal shaving down. Wow, that's actually kind of expressed here, though. I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing, but right here there's a seam line, so I'll have to sandpaper that right there. But that's still not too bad at all. Yeah. And luckily the seam line doesn't extend to the lower leg very far. Nice. Burp. Good lord, the position is so dynamic. Such a dynamic position. It's just like so angry looking. Man. Ah, shit. Kind of reminds me of that documentary of that chick that was raised by dogs because her parents were drunks. I think it was Russian, maybe. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people do this model, and they have, in fact, painted it up to look nothing like a human, too. They've, yeah, over on E2046, it's like people can put up galleries of how they painted it, and instead of having, you know, human flesh and stuff, I've seen people paint it, like, orange and black, and give her, like, black fingertips like she's a fox, you know. Actually, the name is, what was it again? Kitsunetsuki. Kitsune, that's a fox, right? Yeah, so this is supposed to be a fox. That makes sense. The hair... it looks pretty damn good. It's not perfect, like some of the other E2046 stuff I've got, but it's pretty damn perfect, yeah. Just a little bit of sawing there. Nothing bad. Yeah, it's not bad. It looks almost to me, and I mean, I am being super anal here. I have good eyes. I have an eye for detail, and I'm seeing... I almost think this part was broken and then possibly recast after it was fixed. I could be totally wrong on that. It just looks like there was an error and it was corrected. But, you know, once it's painted, you won't even notice it anyway. This is going to be fun. I mean, it's been cast perfectly. I'm not seeing any air bubbles, which is very, very nice. There is one air bubble here, but it's under the surface, and it's not going to bother me, because once it's painted, it won't be seen. Yeah, a little bit of red there. I wonder what that's from. Anyway, this is going to be a bitch to cut out, though, because you can't just take snippers and go snip, snip, and I've cut this off. No, you've got to carefully spend a lot of time working on that to get that off without messing up the ear. I mean, you know, maybe there's some speed builders out there that can do it, but I certainly can't. And it's not only that, it's like it has to be cut off, and then it has to be sanded down, and not sanded down so far that it's no longer flush. Oh boy, that is going to be a pain. But they did their job. They cast it perfectly. And perfect. Surprisingly, this is perfect. And these are little tie knots for the clothing, which probably won't be used. And they're perfect. Yeah, there's no air bubbles or anything there. Yeah, now that I've cut my videos down to maybe once or twice a month, I will actually have time to build the multitude of things that I have to build. I mean, I've got a wall in one of my rooms that are just stacked up with boxes of models. Ugh. Just absolutely hideous what I have in weight. Wow, look at that dynamic hand. That is cool. The fingers are almost too skinny in my opinion, but they are very well done. Damn. I don't think I've ever seen a hand like that on any figure ever. That's really cool. And I'm not seeing anything wrong with this at all. I hate phones. Whenever the phone rings while I'm making a video, I always have to like freeze in place and like wait for the phone to stop ringing and them to stop dropping messages. Anyway, here is her tunic or whatever, and it seems to be in good shape, and even, wow, even the little tiny holes for her tassels to fit through are intact and not broken. That's pretty damn amazing. I mean, I'm a goddamn broken record. How did resin kits get this good? When did they become such high quality? I just don't... it makes my mind go crazy. That's interesting. First quality control, 406. Second quality control, 361. It's kind of like how some clothing manufacturers would have those little tags in with your clothing like inspected by 46, you know. Makes me wonder too, does that mean they have 406 inspectors at least? Oh my god. I picture a factory with like a bunch of kids making $1 an hour, if even. Wow. Good god, I was not expecting that. Holy shit. I mean, here's the torso. Boof! It's thick, giant wad of resin. Holy shit. Wow, look at that little... Yeah, that's good. I'd rather have excess than not enough. This looks good, but not perfect. What is my eye seeing that's making me say it's not perfect? Ah, there it is. This one right here is kind of... You know, I wonder if that's the thing that was poking through on the box? No, this was wrapped in bubble wrap. There's no way it could have been. Who knows? Maybe the box was beat up before it got sent. But in any case, it did its job and everything came through okay. Yeah, that's probably from the process of casting. Yeah, it just needs to be extended a little bit and that's fine. Or I could just go, I could just be a cheap ass and just go and cut it at a different angle and make it pointed. It all depends on how lazy I want to be, really. So yeah, this model is going to be quite the kick-ass model when it's done. And I, just like with the Karen model, and just like with the Ragdoll model, I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure what color it will be. Will I keep the pants on? Who knows? What do you think? And I don't know. I'm not really sure what color to make it, or if it should even have human skin. Oh my god, I could even flock this thing and turn it into something really furry as hell. God, that would be weird. But I've never done flocking before, so that would probably be a waste of a model if I did it wrong. Yeah, wow. This is very, just so dynamic in the positioning and everything. And one thing I was looking at, I mean, the way her hand is shaped, it almost looks like she got caught in the middle of catching something. Like, I can just picture, like, a mouse tail hanging out here and, like, a little mouse dangling. You know, just something funny like that. Fox eat mice, right? Yeah, of course. That would be really cool. Yeah, this is going to be very cool when it's done. And I can't wait. Goddamn. I just gotta... Getting time to do all this is the hard part. Like, subscribe, Patreon, blah, blah, blah.
どうしたのこれ？尻尾でございますが。